Hello, everyone. My name is Lisa Wisner, and I am so excited to be here with you. I am here with Megan Isasi, and I have a feeling, Megan, I'm kind of frozen or something. Something's going on.
A little bit. You're a little skippy this morning.
Yeah, y'all. Who was drinking coffee? I'm like, somebody some coffee. I do not have my coffee with me, but I'm so excited. I guess the bandwidth is kind of weird this morning. Everybody's online, which is awesome because we already know that there's some people who are watching right now. We had people, Megan, waiting in the wings, literally at 10:50, at 9:50. I was like, there's people waiting. So we're so excited to be live. So I'm going to give you some virtual high fives, Megan. And I'm still glitching, which is so weird. I'm so sorry, everybody. So my name is Lisa Wisner, and I am so excited to be your Human Capital Services Manager. And I'm excited because today we have two exciting announcements to give you. The first one is going to be presenting to you today. So we have an amazing guest who will be sharing with you the good news we have. And then the second one is another partnership we have with something you probably already know about that is now official. We're going to go ahead and get started with our presentation today by just introducing ourselves to you a little bit more. My name is Lisa Wisner. I'm known as your Human Capital Services Manager, but I also want to lean into Megan Isasi, who y'all know very well. Megan is our Learning and Development Coordinator, but y'all, I always like to say Megan's like the Chief of Staff of like Learning and Development. She's like everywhere, catching all the balls, making sure things are happening, and I just have to give her some affirmation for that. So Megan, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about your role?
Well, being at the city has been really amazing. I'm really excited to see what the future holds for the City of Corpus Christi. There are a lot of new people coming on, and we're excited to be moving and shaking with them. And we look forward to helping citizens continue to grow in the community. And hopefully through this series that we've been doing, they are adopting this learner's mindset. And that's really what it's all about, is continuous learning and making sure that you are, stretching that band, like Lisa says, going to the limits and making sure that you're venturing just a little bit outside of your comfort zone in order to endure that growth factor.
Exactly. And I love how you said that. It takes us swiftly into our quote. Megan, we always start with a quote. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. That is going to be our message for today. I want you to, if you're so inclined, take a deep breath, sit back, and just think about, maybe even close your eyes. Here I am closing my eyes already. You can see. Close your eyes and Megan, go with, and think about what world would you like to live in? What would the world look like? And I think people sometimes say world peace, everything's perfect in the world. Yeah, think about that. Think about that. And then think about you living your life through that lens. All right. Now pull yourself out of the world, and I want you to think about yourself. And I want you to think about, how do you want your professional career to go? What type of educational accolades do you want? What type of hats do you want to wear in terms of your graduation? Do you just want the high school one and the associate's one and the bachelor's one? Or do you want to get the PhD one? Like, what does your education look like, right? And be that. If that's what you see for yourself, be that. That's our message for you today. Today, we're going to be talking about all the options you could have towards your education. And that moves us swiftly into this slide. And if you know anything about us at the Learning Institute, we're all about letting you know that you have options. And so don't feel like when we're talking about maybe getting your bachelor's degree, like I mentioned, all the degrees you could get, if you're not interested in that, that is totally fine. Right, Megan?
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their own skill set. Everybody has their own path and plan for their lives. And so the important thing is to think about that. Think about what you want it to look like and make sure that you're choosing something that's a good fit for you. Don't let people tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing. Of course, we're always going to make suggestions. We're always going to ask you to open your mind and have an open mind. But at the end of the day, you need to do what is good and what's a good fit for you and a good fit for your family.
Yes. And we can do career coaching sessions with you. So we want you to uncover your best life, your best professional work life. So just know that there's an idiosyncratic way that you operate, and we need to match that, right? Somehow or another, you need to match and be in flow with your professional career and your work and your education, and just stack the deck, right? So as we're moving into the rest of this presentation, I want you to understand that you have choices, and it's really a good balance. This choice right here you see in front of you is a choice between online education and in-person education. And we've talked about this over and over. There's positives and there's negatives in every dimension. But I'll tell you now, with the COVID situation, I think it's very, very clear that online education is probably the way to go. it's the least amount of disruption, and it allows for continuity. But on top of that, I'll tell you, when I graduated, I got my bachelor's degree and my master's degree in a traditional environment. And I'll tell you, the experience I had, I can't even explain to you the friendships I have that I know are forever because of that, right? So I think I'll tell you that there's positives and negatives, and everybody goes where they need to go. But at the same time, embrace that technology and be ready and willing to use it. And I know Megan's probably waiting right there to like plug in how online education has really made her educational pursuits easier.
Yeah, I was just talking to a friend yesterday, and she's going into homeschooling with her children for her first year, and she's been doing a lot of research, and she started to make me think about education in a way that I had never thought of about it before. She said that she kept trying to pull the traditional education into that system into her house. So she kept trying to pull it into her house, and then she realized that it wasn't working, and that really schooling online or even homeschooling is a lifestyle. So it's not necessarily about the routine or the structure or the educational system. It's about how education fits in your life every day. And so when you think about that for the little ones, and even when you think about that for yourself, it's adopting this mindset of, how am I learning in the world, in my home, in my interactions with people each and every single day? Sure, we have assignments, sure, we have homework, sure, we have quizzes, but how can we now, in this new education world, in this new environment that we're living in, make sure that we are really applying what we're learning at homeschool online into our everyday lives? Because a lot of times what happens is people go to school, right? Even when you're young, you go to school, you memorize, and then you dump. And it's like, I passed the test, I don't need it anymore. But this new style of education where we're learning online and our kids are learning at home really allows us to adopt a lifestyle where we can apply what we're learning into our everyday lives and not dump it out when we're done with the knowledge.
Right? It's like you have to change yourself to go and do the education. You don't need to do that. Just make it fit, right? Just make it fit within your lifestyle. I like how you said that. Now, sidebar, Megan, you need to tell me about your friend with the homeschooling, because I got 3 boys. So I'm just trying to figure out my life right now. School's about to start in 2 weeks. So I'm having some feelings of, this is my legacy. These are my boys, and I need to set them up for success. So connect me with that person. And maybe in the chat, people are probably saying, who is that? So that person can be our champion of homeschooling.
She's amazing.
We're going to just share with you information that we've learned about, and I've known this information for a while. I've been helping people learn about how to optimize their education, and I started off when I was working at Texas A&M University as a computer science recruiter. I used to go to the high schools and recruit girls who were like me, so African-American women, to be in STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. And because you don't typically see people like me in those fields. In fact, when I was in classes, usually I was like the only female and the only African-American most of the time. So my job, and I would show this slide all the time, because money speaks volumes, right? Money is how you make the things you want out of life, right? And I always like to say that, yes, you don't have to have all the income in the world, but statistically, if you earn your education and you meet those milestones, it does pay off. And the Census Bureau, the Labor of Statistics, did some data. They pull it from the census, which, by the way, is going on right now. So make yourself count in the census, do the census. It's important to know that the information that's presented lets you know that if you earn a certain level of education, you are probably going to be on the average of people who are earning a certain degree, a certain income. But I have to also point out that one size does not fit all, because you all know that there's probably 7-year-olds on YouTube making millions of dollars, all right? And 7-year-olds are in elementary school. So there's just like a disparity, right? So you just need to know that the one size does not fit all. You can live your best life however you want to. But the goal here is for you to know that success leaves clues. And so follow the data. And if you're looking for ideas, always follow the data and what it says. So I'm going to share with you this slide about your goals. You have goals for your life. Remember when I told you to think about the world that you want to live in? Be the change in the world. You close your eyes and maybe you saw some unicorn dust blow. That's what I saw. But the point here is you have goals, right? But the reality is this is what's going to happen. And there's actually another slide that I've seen going around in social media. And he takes this exact image and puts like a little COVID cell in the bottom right there, like COVID happened, right?
That's
We are in
2020.
It's 2020. Your goals in 2020, right? You're gonna be like freaking doing a triathlon plus trying to survive the words pandemic, the words quarantine. I mean, these are words from like The Walking Dead and like all these zombie movies. They're not real life. Yes, they are, y'all. And you need to know that in real life, this is what you prepare for. You prepare for the obstacles. You can't go walking through life expecting everything to be easy. I don't expect you to go say, oh, I want to get my bachelor's degree. And then, oh, it's going to be so easy. Murphy's Law is like, oh, you want to do something. Let me show you how you're not going to do it. So expect the obstacles. But I'm going to share with you some ideas of how you can overcome those obstacles, because part of our goal here is to uncover any obstacles you could have to you getting your education. I call it the no excuse zone. The Learning Institute is like, that's an excuse. Next. That's an excuse, right, Megan? We're always like telling people the answer is yes. What else do you need? Okay, move on to the next thing. I always think about the work I'm doing, and this may seem like a busy slide, but when I Google when people are planning, I see that people usually plan with sticky notes. Megan, do you plan with sticky notes?
I do have a section in my planner where there are sticky notes. They exist. I wouldn't necessarily say it's planning. I'm kind of I jot a lot of things down everywhere so I don't forget. So really they're my not forget notes, not necessarily planning notes, but I want to hear what you have to say about sticky notes in relation to planning, because maybe it'll help me.
Yeah, so anytime that you're planning and you can't make a decision, I usually like to say you need to do a brain dump. And for me, a brain dump means grab a stack of sticky notes and just write down everything that's going through your mind. And some of the things you may write down have nothing to do with the work that you're trying to brainstorm, but it's important to just dump your brain onto some sort of format. So you'll end up with all these sticky notes everywhere. One of the formats that I use to do this is a program called Trello. And Megan knows it well because we use it in our organization to optimize our work. But it's important to know that you need to be kind of organized. So I do it in a digital format. So I use Trello to just kind of throw my ideas out there. So whatever education you're trying to pursue or whatever goal you have in mind, it's important to know that you can't think clearly if you have it all in your mind, right? So somehow or another, you have to start to try to make decisions for yourself so that you can start to understand how you're going to get to where you want to get. So have you ever heard of Christmas in July, Megan?
I kind of have, yes.
Yeah,
those Christmas people who are like dying, right?
I know.
They usually have Christmas in July and they're starting to plan.
It's like a thing, right? So I'm bringing in this slide. So just imagine it's Christmas in July. What type of a Christmas tree would you put up in your home, right? So let's think through that and think through how the Christmas tree would look. Would it be a mishmash of ornaments and like random stringers? I mean, people usually try to have a Christmas tree that's clean and organized. I like to use the Christmas tree or concept when I'm coaching people, because I like to say that when you think about the life and the professional development you're trying to create, think about it like a Christmas tree. You have to think about those ornaments on there matching, right? You're not going to go and like pick purple, and people make colors better than I do, right, Megan? So here I am bringing colors into this, maybe not. But you don't want to mix and match different types of Christmas tree themes into your Christmas tree. It's going to look like a crazy mess, right, Megan?
Yes. And if anybody, I mean, talk to me all day about decorations. I love it. And yes, some sort of theme, some sort of matching doesn't necessarily have to be exact matching, right? But you can clearly see where the art is going. Christmas tree decorating is an art, Lisa.
Well, let me bring it now to reality, okay? We're trying to help you optimize your education. If you start doing your education randomly, as in you're literally just, oh, I'm going to do this course. I'm going to do that course. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do that. Have you heard of that, Megan? Like, there's people who just probably just for life doing course after course after course and not really doing anything. It's called procrastination assassination. You're literally wanting to do something, but you're spinning your wheels, doing all these trainings towards nothing, okay? And this concept of the Christmas tree is the fact that you have to begin with the end in mind. See what your Christmas tree of your career needs to look like. What do all the ornaments need to be?
Miss Peggy is saying clean and clear theme.
Are you looking for a bachelor's, some experience? You need to do some job shadows, whatever it is, right? I don't know what you're thinking about for your career, but the point is build the Christmas tree in your mind, and then start to stack those ornaments. Is this making sense, Megan?
It is. It is totally making sense. And Miss Peggy Ann, it actually chimed in and she said, clean and clear theme. So they're getting it.
Yeah, so I think they're totally getting it. And I think the point here is that whenever you're thinking about anything you want to do, you have to be able to see it in clarity, right? And the only way you do that is if you begin with the end in mind. And so moving on to our next slide, this gentleman right here is truly amazing. His name is Stephen Covey, and he has essentially, for me personally, changed my life. I remember when I was a student at Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi, and I had my first job working as a student assistant in a student organization office. And I was gifted the Franklin Covey book with a CD of Stephen Covey talking through the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Never heard about this thing before, never even heard about professional development, but my life changed that day when they gave me that planner. I'm getting all emotional about it. My life changed because I saw the way I was living my life as just coasting. You know how you're just kind of like checking boxes because people told you? And I needed to take charge of my life. And my life has changed because of that. So I leave you with this quote because it means a lot to me. Megan, why am I getting so emotional today?
Tell me about it.
I know. Okay. Okay. To begin with the end in mind means start with a clear understanding of your destination. It means to know where you're going so that you better understand where you are now and so that the steps you need to take are always in the right direction. So whatever you decide to do in your life, make sure it's always in the right direction. So swiftly into the options that you have for education at the City of Corpus Christi. Megan, do you want to lead us into this?
Yeah, I mean, all the options that we have here to offer our city employees are really amazing benefits. And, you know, I spent a lot of time as growing up with the city. A lot of my professional career has been here at the city. And so honestly, sometimes I don't even know any better. Sometimes I think the things that we're offering are like, could be better. We could do more. But then I talk to other people in other organizations and they're like, wow, your organization does this for employees. Your organization has that. And so these are just a few of the things that we are able to say that we can help with and that we know how to assist you and offer. So we have free education options right now. If you log on to a lot of the educational partners like Sophia or even Straighterline and even University of Phoenix and some of those other really, really great names, they're offering free online courses that you can take and you can actually apply them toward your degree. So they could count toward credit for whether it's your bachelor's, your associates, your master's. I mean, and you're missing out on money there because, or you're not getting the most out of your money there because a class on average can cost anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 depending. And these places are offering for free or at extreme discounted prices. So make sure that you look into that. And then of course, saving money is always a good option. If you know Dave Ramsey and his methodology, he says pay everything in cash, and he even means your education when it comes to your education. So we also encourage people to think about that. Loans and grants are always something that the FAFSA offers, so you want to take the FAFSA into consideration. Scholarships are the best way because they are free money. And so if you can find a scholarship that fits your criteria, then you should be out there applying for every single opportunity and scholarship possible. The City of Corpus Christi.
I added myself into the scholarship section because I really wanted to see maybe you can give the announcement, the big announcement we have about University of Phoenix.
Yeah, so University of Phoenix has partnered with the City of Corpus Christi to offer tuition discounts to all city employees. So we have finally signed the agreement and we've come to a conclusion that city employees should be interested in attending not only our current educational partners, but all the ones coming in. And that includes the University of Phoenix. So right now we have it set up to where employees will take 5 classes and they can get their 6th class for free. They have available resources that University of Phoenix offers. So anything that you want to participate in that University of Phoenix is offering, they're actually extending that to everybody. You do not have to be a University of Phoenix student. all you have to be is a city employee. So any activities that they're doing, you can plug in that way, whether or not you're a student. And I thought that was really great. There are so many more benefits, great benefits to come. And hopefully University of Phoenix will be with us next Friday to talk about all those amazing benefits.
Yeah, we're so excited. And the most important thing to know is that we never relegate ourselves to one educational institution as being the one to go to. You can go anywhere you want. So our goal is to build partnerships, strong partnerships with multiple organizations so that you can become successful. So this Phoenix opportunity is important for us because we have a lot of employees who are going to University of Phoenix right now. So this is going to try to them, but also their dependents. And then the relationship, like Megan said, actually Megan negotiated this entire contract. And so she negotiated professional development courses that are taught by faculty at University of Phoenix exclusively for our employees. And Megan, you did a great job with that negotiation. I really appreciate that because it's really going to translate to the success of the city of Corpus Christi. So I guess we can continue, right? So we talked about scholarships, tuition reimbursement, and tuition discounts.
Yes, and then of course there's work study, fellowships, and so many other options. So we ask that if you have any questions about any of these items 1 through 10, that you come to us, you ask them about us, and we'll get you connected to the right resources and get you on your way.
All right. So moving on to the next slide here. We want to share information about the FAFSA. During our last presentation, if you didn't watch it, it was with Jeff West, who is with Coastal Compass, and they help you fill out your FAFSA. And we always like to say, if you do nothing else, if you're trying to earn a degree, you need to fill out the FAFSA because there may be opportunities for funding that you may not have known about. And the FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid that is provided by the federal government. We also encourage you to take on opportunities to search for scholarships that may not be available at your institutions. There's websites like FastWeb. Now, I want to point out that when you go online and search for scholarships, you're probably going to run into some, I call them your hacker kind of like spammer websites where they ask for your information and then all they're doing is putting you through these rabbit holes with nothing, okay? So just be very clear. If somebody's asking for your information over and over and over, then it's probably not going to be a good opportunity for you to give them your information because they're probably just going to be spamming you and hounding you with information. So if you've ever experienced that, do your research and know that the information that's provided to you is free, and these organizations that provide it cleanly are giving it to you without you having to sign up. So you don't necessarily need to sign up to get the information. Now, this website, I have specifically benefited from it because I'm an African American, I am a mom, I love technology, and I fit into a niche that maybe some of y'all watching right now don't fit into. And so there's a scholarship in there that only I can apply for. And then I want you to think about your own identity. Who are you? And there's a scholarship in there that I couldn't apply for because I'm not you. So that's why I love this website because it gives you opportunities to earn $300, $500, $1,000 here and there. And trust me, and Megan will agree with me, it adds up. You know, that money just every now and then just coming together adds up to help you earn your funding for your education. So now we're going to talk specifically about the benefits that are only available exclusively to city employees of the City of Corpus Christi. You get membership to the Learning Institute, and the Learning Institute is access to me and Megan and Irenda. And we're excited because our goal is to help you become a champion. Whatever we need to do, everything we provide is absolutely free to you. Now, we do provide our service as monetized to our citizens. So if you're a citizen watching, you can actually pay for a minimal fee. You can pay for access to the resources we provide. But as a city employee, this is all for you. So take advantage of it. The other thing I want to mention is our tuition reimbursement. We'll provide you with $2,000 towards your education every single year. At the beginning of the fiscal year, you get a new $2,000. And I always like to say, Megan, what do I like to say? Tell everyone what I like to say about this $2,000.
That if you don't take this $2,000 per year, it's like saying that you don't want to raise.
Exactly. And remember that chart that we showed about how your education helps you earn more money? That is the truth. So it's like you're pretty much saying, nah, I'm good. I have enough money here. I'm a millionaire. I won the lottery. No, you need to take the benefit. And I wanted to point out that you don't have to go for a degree. You could use this benefit towards certifications. And I call certifications a quick win. You could be able to just within 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year, depending on what you want to go for. Some of them even longer, by the way. But the point here is you can get a quick win under your belt and fully funded by the City of Corpus Christi because you are a city champion. And we know that you need to be optimized. You need to grow to be a strong leader for us so that the City of Corpus Christi can be a strong organization. I want to point out another option for you because we do have a pandemic that has happened, and there are some funds available through our federal government through what's called the CARES Act. And the CARES Act distributed funding to different institutions based off of their population of how many students they had. And 50% of that funding is to be spent towards you. So you are supposed to be getting access to that fund, to those funds. So if you're going to school right now, or if any of your dependents are going to school right now, you need to contact your educational institutions and find out how much CARES Act funding you may be eligible for. And remember that FAFSA we talked about? If you did not fill out that FAFSA, then you may not be eligible for this funding. So that's why it's important, whether or not you take the loans, whether or not you need the money, just fill out the FAFSA because you never know when it may play a part in your educational pursuits. And now a PSA from our federal government. We definitely know we have a reach when we get a message from our team members on the federal government side, letting us know that they love what we're doing and they wanted us to share a message about you filling out the census. It's very important for you to be counted. If you live in the city of Corpus Christi, in our coastal bend, in our Oasis County, it's important to know that if you do not fill out the FAFSA, it's like saying that you don't want the resources that we have earned brought to our community. There's resources available in terms of funding towards schools, education, our infrastructure. I apologize. I swallowed wrong. That is so weird.
You're human. Anyway, oh my gosh, everybody.
I'm human and I'm talking so fast, right? And because I'm excited about who we're bringing on as our guest. But I need you to fill out the FAFSA. If you haven't done it, it's super easy. You can just go online and fill it out. Yeah, it's so easy. Just go online to the census website and you will get it done. And it asks you questions. It's super confidential, so don't worry about any of your information being out there. But if you count yourself, then it's like putting money into our community. It's like telling our community that you know that we need the support so we can be a stronger community, because you know what our vision is? Our vision is to be the benchmark city of the state of Texas. So do your part. Do the census. Now on to our guest speaker. I am so excited to let you all know that we have an amazing speaker coming to us all the way from Ashford University, who also represents the Forbes School of Business and Technology. And our speaker today is a Texas native. Her name is Latosha Shaw, and we've actually met her in person and we've communicated with her a lot. So we're excited for you to meet her. She's the Education Partnership Representative for Ashford University, and in her role, she has an opportunity to work directly with us as the City of Corpus Christi. But more important than that, she helps us build strategy and implementation plans on how to optimize on the opportunities that Ashford provides to our employees. We have multiple employees who are going through Ashford right now. And actually, I think we probably have 6 employees who are going to Ashford on a full ride. And this is all provided through the full tuition grant, which is accessible to you today through Ashford University. Our speaker today has a passion for cupcakes. Megan, I have to stop on the cupcakes. Oh my goodness. Who would not love to have a cupcake right now? Would you love a cupcake right now, Megan?
I do. And when I read her intro, I was like, oh, cupcakes, she's my people.
I know. I was just thinking, I was like, oh, everyone loves cupcakes. It's just enough icing and sugar to like spark your day. So we love her already because she loves cupcakes. But her goal is actually, the reason why she loves cupcakes is because it was late nights spent studying, earning her degree in sociology and psychology from the University of North Texas. She's also received her master's in business administration. Latosha is here with us today to share information about Ashford University and the educational benefits that are available to you as an employee of the City of Corpus Christi. So with that, I'm just proud to bring Latosha into the fold right here. Welcome, Latosha. We're so excited you're here with us.
Hi, good morning. Thank you, Lisa and Megan, for having me today.
Yeah, we're very excited you're here, and I think you have a presentation for us. So I'm going to go ahead and just, Megan, did you have anything to add? Because Megan, you are a student at Ashford, so I feel like you kind of have to like prime the presentation a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited to have Latosha on because you know, there's that connection between Ashford students and Ashford faculty, and it's really special. And I hope that you guys listen with ears and even your eyes, right? Because there's a lot of great things happening at Ashford that I don't know people know about them. And I don't know that every online school operates the way Ashford does, but I have to say that the student experience has, for me, honestly, 100% has been amazing. And I don't know if it's because I'm a corporate student. I don't know if other students outside the corporate program have the same experience, but I have to say that it has been so good, and it has helped me have that lifestyle that I was talking about, right? So when you go to traditional school, it's a little bit harder because you have this time commitment. You have to be somewhere and you have to make sure that you're there at a certain time, and you're sitting there and lecture for hours and hours and hours. But with Ashford, it's learning on your time, learning on demand, learning when you have a chance, learning in between the kids, learning in between the husband, learning in between all the life things that you want to get done. And so I have to say that Ashford has done a really great job about helping me do that. Every single professor that I have encountered so far has been genuinely eager to deposit and help. And I knock on wood because, man, I got a couple more classes to go. I got about 3 or 4 more classes to go before I finish, and I hope that I don't encounter anything crazy. But each and every single professor has been 100% ready and eager to deposit. So without further ado, I'm excited to introduce Latosha and let her tell us about Ashford.
Thank you, Megan. I am so glad you shared that. That way I don't seem like a salesperson coming in right now, but that is the exact feedback that I always receive from our current and past students, is exactly what Megan said. It's always been a great experience. And I'm going to touch on that here in a little bit. So I do have a presentation for you guys. It's going to be very brief just for the sake of time, but just know that we do have monthly webinars that you can always tap into if you're ready. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. Both Lisa and Megan just already kind of tapped on the experience of Ashford and the benefits of earning your degree. Just know that our typical student they're just like you guys that are logged on right now. We don't have a lot of fresh out of high school graduates. Most of our students are working adults. They've been in their careers for years already. And for whatever reason, they've decided to either go back and finish their degree or just go ahead and get started. So a lot of times students haven't been enrolled in 10, 20 plus years. So just know that our typical student is the average working adult. And again, a lot of times people want to go back for that promotion. Just like Lisa said, hey, do you not want a promotion? Do you not want that extra money? I mean, there's no reason why you can't earn your degree with Ashford or any institution at that rate. And we took a survey, and the results are Ashford is highly recommended from our current and past students. Just like Megan said, there's a high rate of satisfaction with us. And also I want to let you know, in addition to this, just anytime that you go to school with us, I haven't had any feedback that this is actually a really challenging program. It's really just time management, making it work for you. Just like Megan said, you don't have to log in at any particular time. You just do your work on your own time, on demand, as it works for you. Just make sure you submit those assignments by the due date. And that's really all it is. It's not really challenging. It's just time management. And like Lisa said, do not be a procrastinator. That right there just hit the nail on the head. You cannot procrastinate. Just make sure you submit those assignments on time. So when you look on our website, you'll just see that we have a ton of degrees that we do offer. With the City of Corpus Christi, it looks like you have open opportunity to pursue any degree that we do offer. So just make sure when you have a moment, take a look at our website and see what is available to you for both bachelor's and master's degrees. Also, Lisa also touched on this about scholarships, but with our School of Forbes and Business and Technology, just know that we have an additional accreditation through Forbes. We have a special partnership with them. They pretty much help with our curriculum. They have a special lecture series that is available to you, as well as an online library. So just know that any information that you do receive, if you're in a business program, we are partnered with Forbes, and we have other people backing that information, just making sure that it's relevant and available to you. That way you can relate it to your day-to-day experiences. For anyone that is working on a bachelor's degree, just know that we do have an honors program that is available to you. This is a great opportunity to gain some experience in leadership, and you would be able to possibly mentor some other students. This looks great on a resume. So just keep in mind, we have some additional opportunities available to you while you're earning a bachelor's degree. Again, Megan said we have a great program because we are completely online. Just know that you're going to have state-of-the-art technology. Canvas is what we use for our virtual platform. Anybody that has taken classes before, you may be familiar with Blackboard. So our platform is Canvas. That's what we're going to use for your classes. And just know that everything that you do is going to be taught through Canvas. Our digital textbooks are through Constellation. Those will also be online. Just know you have the option of downloading those as e-readers if you like, or if you're like me and you like audiobooks, that's a great option if you're commuting to work. You can listen to your books while you're commuting. Again, this is time management and balancing and making it work for you. So there are some great options with the sources that we do have. Also, our program is completely designed for the working adult. As I am, if you guys are working full time, you have families, you have kids, you have a life, hopefully, it makes it easy for you to balance your time out. So you're going to take one class at a time. If you're working on a bachelor's degree, you'll take one class every 5 weeks. If you're working on a master's degree, it's one class every 6 weeks. We do have a year-round system, so we start classes pretty much every Tuesday. You don't have to wait for the next semester. Let's just say you wanted to get started in 2 weeks. You would start your class on a Tuesday. 5 weeks or 6 weeks later, your class will end on a Monday and your next class starts the following Tuesday. You will continue to take classes until you're done. And like we said before, there are no specific times that you have to log in. Pretty much everything is pre-recorded, the lectures and everything that you need. Just make sure you watch those as it's convenient for you and just submit those assignments by the due date. And keep in mind, everything is completely online. I also want to let you know we have a ton of resources for you. So we do have an academic advisor, which would be your point of contact once you're actually in the program. So if you need to take a break or you have any questions, that is who you reach out to. Don't ever stop taking your classes without making sure that's set up properly. We do have new student mentors for those that would like that option. And just keep in mind, a lot of our students haven't taken classes in years. So this would be a good option for someone, that may just feel a little bit nervous about getting back in there. Just know we do have that option for you as well. We have financial advisors for you. And then we also have 24-hour tech support, which is really important because if you're a night owl, unlike me, and you want to do your work at 3 a.m. and you hit a glitch, it's no worries. There is someone there that can assist you. A few more resources that we do have. Online tutoring is available to you for any class that you're taking. We have an online library, and keep in mind, if you are taking a business program, you also have access to the Forbes School of Business and Technology library as well. And then we also have an online writing center, which is awesome. As Lisa said before, I have a bachelor's and a master's degree. I did not have access to an online writing center. And just looking back, that would have really helped me greatly because I'm not a big writer. So how this works is you're going to draft your essay or your paper that you're writing. You have to make sure you allow at least 24 hours for the writing center to review your paper. And that comes again with time management. Don't procrastinate and wait till the last minute. So you just have to make sure that you give them enough time to review your document. What they'll do is make some suggestions for you. They'll submit that back to you. You can make the corrections, and then from there, you can submit your paper for your assignment. This is an awesome resource that we have just to make sure that your writing is on point, and we want you to make sure that you get the best grades as possible. So a little bit more about the program. So anyone, if you're like most people, you've probably taken classes and then maybe you stopped. So anyone that has previous college credits, we do accept up to 90 hours of college credits towards a bachelor's degree. So if you've taken classes at a community college or a university, if you have any military classes that you've taken, or even certification classes, let the enrollment advisor know about those. They can review those classes and see if we can use those for transfer credits. They may be able to go towards electives. So just keep in mind, no matter how old they are, any classes that you've taken, let the enrollment advisor know about that. That helps you get through the program a little bit faster. We also have the prior learning assessment, which is our equivalent of a CLEP test, except for you're not testing, you're writing an essay. So let's just say, for example, you've been in human resources forever and you said, hey, I am ready to earn this bachelor's degree. So you look at the course description and you realize you're very knowledgeable about several of the courses there. So we'll give you an outline, you'll write your essay, and as long as that essay meets the requirements, you'll receive the credit for that course and you won't have to actually take the class. And there is no limit to the number of times you can do that. So again, that is another excellent opportunity for those that are wanting to get through the program a little bit faster. Just know we have a couple of options for you. We are regionally accredited through WASC. That's the Western Association of Schools and Colleges. Even if you decide not to take classes with Ashford, just know that any institution that you choose, do your research, make sure they are regionally accredited. If it says national accreditation, those are usually for technical programs, and most companies recognize a regional accreditation. So you don't want to pretty much waste your time by taking courses at an institution that it does not have the right accreditation. That is just backtracking. You're going to have to start completely over. So that is something that I definitely want to point out to you guys. And just the other certifications, excuse me, not certifications, but all the other things on the screen right here, these are other accreditations that we have for different programs that we have here at Ashford. Okay, so most importantly, this is what everybody wants to know about are the tuition assistance benefits that we do offer. So Lisa and Megan pointed out that we do have some options for the full tuition grant. And so what this means is if you are selected through the City of Corpus Christi to receive the full tuition grant, it does combine with your tuition reimbursement, and it pretty much covers all your tuition, course materials, which does include your books, technology fees, the prior learning assessment that I just mentioned. The fee for that is waived, and also your graduation fees. So essentially, you're earning your bachelor's or master's degree with no cost out of pocket, which is amazing because student debt is a real thing. And, you know, there are just too many options out there for you to complete your degree and not have that student debt. So just keep in mind, take a look at the city website and see what the qualifications are, and just get on that list to see if you can qualify for the full tuition grant. It is a great opportunity. Also, we have the tuition benefit. So for example, if for some reason you are not accepted for the full tuition grant, the tuition benefit can also go in conjunction with your tuition reimbursement. And so what we do here is we give you a 20% discount on the tuition itself. All your course materials are covered. So therefore you don't have to pay for books or anything for any of your courses. The technology fees are waived, and that way you can still earn your degree with little money out of pocket. With tuition benefit, like I said, you could also use your tuition reimbursement, but you could use financial aid, scholarships, whatever is available to you. You can combine with the tuition benefit. Also, we have the family benefit available, which is also a great opportunity. So if you have any family that is interested in taking classes with Ashford, it would be as simple as you sending an email saying, hey, this is my family member. They would like to utilize my benefit, and they can utilize the exact same benefit that is right here under the tuition benefit. The only difference is obviously they wouldn't be privy to the tuition reimbursement unless they are a city employee. But just know we do have that additional option. So that was my little presentation in a nutshell. I just want to let you know that this is my email and my phone number. If anybody has questions, feel free to reach out to me directly via email, phone, or text, whatever is convenient for you. I'm pretty much always available. If you have any questions, I would love to assist you with that. Also, this is a website that is directly for city employees and for Ashford University. This is kind of a long one, but you could definitely just go on to Google and Google Ashford University and City of Corpus Christi, and it'll pull up a lot of information for you for Ashford, the tuition benefits that are available. And like I said, also make sure you take some time to look at the website. Just take a look at all the courses that we do offer. And I just want to reiterate that we do have monthly webinars. You can find those webinars on this website as well in case anyone is interested and has additional questions. So that's pretty much.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I kind of feel like I need to bring it in for everybody because
Okay.
he dropped a bomb on there and y'all did not hear it because it was no numbers surrounding it. So let's put some numbers on this. First of all, I need you to go to learningcc.org/Ashford. That is the URL you need to go to if you want to have a full year of $15,000 to $17,000 towards your education, whether you're getting a bachelor's or a master's. I mean, we're talking a full ride. You pay nothing. And the City of Corpus Christi's commitment is basically what you would have been getting anyway as a tuition reimbursement. Ashford picks up the rest of it. I mean, talk about a strong partner. I mean, Latosha, I'm just proud that we stumbled across your university. But more important than that, for me, I know the work that you guys are doing has changed lives at the City of Corpus Christi. So when I tell you all that we went live, actually, Megan, did you go live last night or was it this morning? I don't know when you went live.
This morning, yeah.
This morning? Yeah. So we are live, literally. We just went live today with our Ashford University application form. So go to the URL that's on your screen right now, and you need to apply for the Ashford Scholarship because it has changed lives. I mean, we're paying for everything, right? Not us. Sorry, I try to always say it's us. No, it's not. Ashford is paying for everything for you. And the support system you get, I mean, Megan talks all day long about, I mean, I want to go to Ashford because it's like family. It feels like a digital family there. So, and I know you and I met, and with Megan, we met during one of our events. You came and gave a physical presentation here before COVID to us. And you're a warm-hearted person. So, and I always say an organization that's able to attract people who care about the work they're doing is a great organization. So, so I know we talked about University of Phoenix. We love Phoenix too, Carlos. But Ashford's awesome too, right?
Yes.
Ashford is challenging everybody else to step it up.
You know what? We were able to negotiate an amazing contract with Phoenix because of you, Ashford. So we were like going into this like, that. You don't know where we are now. We know what the bar is. We need more.
Yes.
You know? So it's been good. It's been really good. I do have a question. Megan, did you have some questions?
I do have a little bit.
Okay, let me do mine and then you can do yours.
Okay.
So I wanted to just, and maybe not be a question, but I just want some information on it. So one of the things I noticed, because technically Megan is my employee, so I supervise Megan. And so Megan, as she's going through her education, I was her employee. I'm managing it because she works for me. It's funded through the city / Ashford. And I've noticed, which is so refreshing, that anytime she takes a course that has to do with organizational development, anything with HR, she actually earns credits towards a certification. Now, one thing that I have questions on is there a way that she can concurrently earn like a SHRM certification while she's getting like her bachelor's degree?
Well, actually, that is something that we don't offer at this time. However, that doesn't mean we're going to have it in the future. Typically, Ashford, as of right now, we don't actually offer certifications, but like I said, that's something that we're looking towards.
Okay. So I know that that's definitely something that I was thinking about because she would submit her completions and I'm like, she's getting like 8 CUs. She's getting like 32. Like these need to go to something, right? And I kept thinking, I'm like, how can we stack the deck here? How can she be getting her bachelor's plus also earning some certifications? That's the only question I had, Megan.
Oh, okay.
So I know a lot of people, I'm so glad that you talked about accreditation because every single time a city employee comes to me and is like, Megan, I want to go back to school. I'm like, duh, Ashford, like no question, right? And so the first place I try to start with them is Ashford, but they're like, who is Ashford? And are you sure they're a legit school? Yeah. And you know, they're questioning everything. So I'm so glad that you talked about accreditation. The one thing that I just clicked today that I do not pitch is this whole Forbes School of Business and Technology. Can you tell us what that designation means?
So basically, not only are you earning a degree with an accredited university, but you just have that additional accreditation with our business school. And that just, again, looks great on resumes. And Forbes is #1. We all know that. So like I said, all the information that you're receiving is relevant. It's current. You can use it for work. And for your day-to-day experience, we have that lecture series that is available through Forbes that is available to anyone in the program. So pretty much anyone that sees that you have that additional accreditation, they know that you're learning the top of the line information. And like I said, it just looks good on your resume and to employers. So that's just really something great to look at.
Yeah, and I started to notice that as I was taking classes, I felt like this Forbes thing was fitting in a certain way because whenever I would have certain discussions in certain classes, those discussions focused around real life scenarios. Like the assignments that they give me are not your typical, I don't know, your typical assignment that you think that you're getting in college, like this black and white data, memorize this, memorize that. No, the assignments are, what would you do if you had an employee who came to you and had this problem? What would you do if you were given this task and you needed to come up with a strategic plan? What would you do? They're all these real life scenario things. And I kind of felt like maybe that's where the Forbes comes into place. Like Forbes is all about being professional and, you know, skilling up and learning. And they have this big, huge professional name in technology and in business. And so it feels like Forbes and Ashford are getting me ready for real life and not just a piece of paper.
Yes, and that's what I always say. I try to tell anybody. So, especially when you're in a business program, it's not going to be typical, like you said. It's not going to be a history class where you're learning definitions, just dates and things like that. You're learning real life information that you can actually use, not even just at work, but just in a day-to-day experience. And like you said, it's a lot of application. So what we're doing is we're preparing you for the real world, even though a lot of us are already in it. But like I said, it's not going to be boring. It's going to be interesting. It's going to keep you on your toes. This is actual information that you can use.
And then I really like how you mentioned the resources, because I think that was one thing for me that I was so nervous about. I was one of those people who hadn't been back to college in quite a while. And, those thoughts of, can I do it? Is it going to be too hard? What if I don't know what I'm doing? There's so many resources available that all you have to do is reach out. That's the thing. Is you have to be willing to reach out and ask for the help, and then it's smooth sailing from there. So you mentioned the 24-hour tutoring, which has been amazing, because I have my own checklist, right? I get my paper done, I send it through Grammarly for free, because Ashford offers you Grammarly for free as a student, thank God. Whew. So I put it through Grammarly, and then after Grammarly, I take it to a tutor, drop it off, they give me feedback, I fix it, and then I go to the live tutor and say, hey, I just got this back from the other tutor. Now we're live with you, and we chat about it. And I ask my questions, because sometimes you feel like maybe I can't reach out to the professor or a classmate. So let me ask this live tutor all my questions, and they are 100% helpful. So thank you for mentioning the resources, because I think that's a big thing for a lot of people.
You're welcome. And two things about that, excuse me. So like I said, our typical learner, they haven't been to school in years, if ever. So just know that we don't throw you guys in there and just say, oh, good luck, thanks for signing up. Typically what we do is every new student takes the same initial course. It's 2-week class. It teaches you how to learn online through Ashford. It teaches you how to navigate through Canvas, how to submit your assignments, email your professors. You utilize all the resources. So there's really no reason that someone would not be successful unless you just do not utilize the resources. So just know that we're not going to throw you in there. We're going to set you up for success. And another thing that you mentioned about, let's see, I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. It was something else you just said. I'm sorry.
I have my own little process about how I write my papers, and not, sometimes you feel like you can't really reach out to the professor, but those extra resources are there. So that's good.
Thank you. Okay, so that's what I was going to say. Like how you said you don't feel like you can reach out to your professor, but I always tell everyone, keep that open communication. These are accelerated courses. They only last 5 or 6 weeks. Do not wait till week 4 and let your professor know that you're struggling. When I'm on on-site events, almost every single time there's a student that says, oh, I have a paper due tomorrow and I haven't started. And I'm like, what? And then they'll come back the next day. Oh, I emailed my professor. He said I can turn it in late, 10% off. See, there you go. You got to keep that open communication. They are willing to work with you. Just don't wait till the last minute. So I do like to say that. Just keep that communication with your professor. Again, these are really quick courses. So you just never know what's going to happen. Life happens. So you just want to make sure that you're familiar with them. They know what's going on. They are there to help you. So then, that's what I wanted to add.
Yeah, no, it's important. It really is. And so the last thing that I was grateful that you mentioned was the 20% discount, and then the family benefit. So that's one thing that, man, we haven't seen a lot of people offer, is not only as a city employee are you getting this benefit, but it extends to your family. So if your family, your son, your daughter, your husband, whoever it is, wants to decide to go to Ashford, they kind of fall under the same umbrella as you do. They're eligible for that 20% off. They're eligible to get some of those fees waived, continuing education benefit. And so, when I got my whole first year paid for free, because I got this scholarship, and during that first year, I was like, I need to save money because I have a few more classes before I graduate. But that 20% discount, no matter how little you think it is, it's a little over $300. It makes a difference, big time. And it's the difference between $1,500 and like $1,200. And so don't underestimate the power of just 20%. It doesn't sound like a lot, but that's $3 extra $100 that you can use towards something else that your family may need. So we want to thank Ashford so much for that and extending those benefits to our family members.
Yes, and the whole goal with Ashford, we just want to provide education to as many people as possible. And like I said, some people may not have that opportunity for FTG, but we want to make sure that you can spend the least amount of money to earn your degree. Again, school is not for everyone. However, depending on what you want to do, like Liza said, look at that end goal. How do you have to get there? And a lot of times you have to have that degree. You have to have that piece of paper. So we just try to make that open to everyone. So I hope everyone takes advantage of that, whether it's through the city or if they have a family member that's interested. It's a great opportunity.
Yes. Thank you, Latosha, again for your time. Thank you for being on here with us. We appreciate you and everything y'all do.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was just really great to hear these Ashford people talking. That was kind of cool. We had some good questions because she has insight, right, into what you do. So we want to thank you so much, Latosha. You gave some great information. And we look forward to seeing you in person once this COVID thing is over.
Oh, I know.
And we'll start to do our events together again so that we can start to share more information about what we do. But we want to thank you so much, and we'll see you next time, Latosha.
Thank you.
All right. So Megan, wasn't that amazing that we just Ashford Scholarship? I don't know if there's enough confetti in the room right now for me. Like, I'm feeling it, but I don't know if other people are realizing what we just did this morning.
Yeah, I think you really put it into perspective when you talked about the thousands of dollars. You think about 8 to 10 courses that you have to take in a year.
Yep.
That's like $1,500 per course. That's hundreds of thousands. Well, not hundreds of thousands, but it's thousands of dollars.
Might as well be your lifetime earnings once you get your degree.
I mean, $15,000 that you don't have to spend in a year.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And I keep trying to like put it out there because I don't know that people really did it.
No, and let me tell you, it never fails. The scholarship deadline is gonna come, and the day after the deadline, there's gonna be an avalanche of emails. Is it too late? Is it too late? And it's like, this is the procrastination assassination we were talking about. Do not waste your time thinking that you're gonna do it on the day of the deadline. If you think even remotely you may be interested, because even if you get the scholarship, you can turn it down. We've had people do that. They apply for scholarships, they're the front runner, they get the scholarship, and then realize when it's time to start class, my life right now, I can't. And that's fine. But you made that decision, right? It wasn't because the opportunity wasn't presented to you. So I'm telling everybody right now, right? We thank Latosha for coming, but go to our website. The scholarship application is live as of this morning. Thank you, Megan. And we just want you to know that we are champions for you. And in addition to giving you this information today, we are going to be providing more webinars that are going to be specifically talking about the scholarship itself. Right, Megan?
Yes, we are going to be giving more webinars, and it's more than likely going to be Latosha who's back with us again. Those webinar dates are today, of course, live on Facebook. And then Tuesday, August the 18th, Ashford will be back with us to talk more about those benefits and any questions that you may have. And then Monday, September 7th will be our last one before we start wrapping up the scholarship and picking some amazing people to get a whole year's worth of school.
Exactly. Fully paid for, online, so you don't have to go anywhere either. And the other thing I always like to point out is there's 2 steps to the process. One is, first of all, you have to get out of your head and apply. The second is once you apply, whatever you put in your application is what you're being rated on. So don't be shy. This is the time for you to be your best salesperson. And if you're not a salesperson for yourself, then you need me and you need Megan to be that for you. So feel free to touch base with us. We don't actually review the scholarships. So don't feel like when Megan says she got the scholarship, I didn't have anything to do with it. I did not give her the scholarship. The reviewers did, right? So from my perspective, but we know we get the feedback from the reviewers. We see the rankings. So we can tell you what you can do to help you get the scholarship. So if you feel kind of struggling about your essay or whatever you're writing, make sure you let us know. In fact, we have one person who got the scholarship this past year who had applied and applied and applied. I think she's applied for like 4 scholarships, hadn't gotten them. This last time, we did a coaching call. I just shared with her the feedback she'd gotten from the other scholarships. And guess what, y'all? $17,000 later, she's working on her master's degree. So that could be you. So make sure if you are just afraid about getting that essay written, we are here to support you. We know what the raters are looking for, and we'll be able to help be that support system for you so you can be a champion for your life, for your family, and for our community. All right. So without any further ado, Megan, I'm going to end it unless there's anything else you want to add.
That's it.
All right. So the Learning Institute is proud to provide you these sessions, and we stream them on Fridays. And the next time that you want to find out more about how to get your educational opportunities, we have tons of videos listed, and we usually try to give you as much information as possible. So just know that every session is not the same, and there's golden nuggets hidden in every other session. And with that, I want to tell you all goodbye. And I guess, should I say good night? It's not good night. It's good morning, right? Good morning time. Goodbye, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye.